Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius. Hold on. Real Them of Genius. Real Them of Genius. Today we salute you, Mrs. Transgender Spokesperson. Nothing says football, steaks, and beer like a man in a girl's dress. Saying the tight end. What we want to know when we're all watching the big game is what is that quarterback's pronouns? We like to be inclusive. So crack open a cold Bud Light, transgender spokesperson. Because when we look at that cold can, we feel diverse as hell. This transgender spokesperson. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome to the Beau Show, the home of faith, family, and freedom. CMT, country music television. Budweiser, king of beers. This Bud's for you. Real Men of Genius. These were all the slogans of iconic American brands. CMT was the land of George Strait, Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, Alan Jackson, and Brooks and Dunn. Bud and Bud Light were the American male and female's beer of choice, whether watching the game or out on the lake for the day. But we have seen many corporations go woke. And to be honest, I'm sick of the word. But it's a mind virus. Woke is just the easy way to say it. This boils down to DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. An insidious initiative cooked up by progressives to create equity, which, as I've explained, is guarantee of outcome, not equality of opportunity for outcome. Coca-Cola was one of the very first to embrace it, as we heard about ways to reduce your whiteness in their corporate training. And Disney was one of the most high-profile cases, especially because the outcome of their actions inevitably affected kids and families. At that time, I made the point that Disney had abandoned its consumer base, families, in favor of a small minority hell-bent on creating a scene. In the end, when you enter the Magic Kingdom, you will hear dreamers of all ages, rather than ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. They decided to repudiate biology and science. Coke and Disney were just two of the first high-profile corporations to say, to hell with common sense. Let's bend over backwards to this ideology. And at its core, this speaks to a repudiation of a consumer base. The way you change culture is to force it, not suggest it. Once you have specific people of a particular ideology in positions of power, especially with the help of media and big tech, you start to infiltrate it, which creates normalization. Celebrities are on hand to pitch in too, which is why you saw all those award shows take part in this. Liberal Hollywood neither understands nor cares that the land that exists between itself and New York doesn't think like them. CMT, or country music television, has traditionally been the place for, well, tradition. But in the 2000s, country music started changing, and the lines blurred between country and pop and rock, which is why you see artists with a band that rivals AC/DC in terms of sound and guitars. CMT is a division of its parent company, Viacom, which also has MTV and VH1 under its umbrella. Those two networks drifted away from music and became hubs for reality TV, and thus the focus on music was entirely lost. Back in about 2003 or so, I was successfully able to get my music video, More Than I Can Give, on MTV, VH1, and CMT simultaneously, with no record label or promoter. Musically speaking, the song was kind of pop rock with maybe a little bit of country and a little bit of soulful edge to it, but it got on all three platforms. That would not happen today. CMT started to go woke, and originally it wasn't a huge deal. CMT host Cody Allen came out as gay, but it wasn't something earth-shattering. It's not like he started hosting in drag, but at the recent CMT Awards, host and artist Kelsey Ballerini did indeed sing and dance with a troupe of drag queens. And watch how an E! Entertainment host interviews this group and what they say.
Oh my God, it was amazing. Like the fans, the music, the lights. I mean, We're at home.
And the message.
I was going to say the magnitude of that moment was not lost on us watching backstage. What do you want fans to know? What do you want those at home to know after that performance?
Just like all these amazing country music artists, we drag queens are also artists, and we deserve a space to be ourselves, express ourselves, and create something wonderful for everyone to enjoy.
And we're so grateful for Kelsey for giving us that opportunity to perform with her. She's amazing.
After the performance, I saw her backstage and I acknowledged the iconic moment between you all. And I asked her the same question. What do you want those at home to know about that message? And she says, I love self-expression, I love performance, and I love inclusivity. What did it mean to get a call that you would be a part of this performance with Kelsey?
Oh my God, I mean, it meant so much because any opportunity for us to share our gift with the world is a blessing. So it is more of us having a message to bless other people. It's not bad. It's all good. It's all love. It's all total liberation, and that's what the arts is all about.
I just want to say, as a drag queen of color, it really meant a lot to me getting this call, because sometimes you don't get those opportunities. It feels like sometimes that kind of the world and the industry can be against you. And Kelsey made it really clear in the rehearsal room and even right before the stage that she was like, take up that space, you know, this is your time as well, and amplify the fact that you're here. And I'm really thankful and appreciative of that.
Fans are going hard for y'all right now, especially down in Nashville, because it's been very tough. And I also wanted to ask you, how are you all doing with your mental health? Because this is not easy to see what's happening.
Well,
It's stressful, honey.
Yeah, but you know what? Too much is given, much is required, and we have a strong, a real job of being leaders. So with that leadership comes strength. So we have to be strong because people look up to us, and we appreciate that. And I take the job on wholeheartedly because this is what we're here to do. We're here to uplift, we're here to set free, we're here to lead people to a brighter light in this business.
Absolutely. It feels so amazing. I feel like even the song, you know, if you're going down, I'm going down too. It is about celebration of being a community, and I think that's what we did on the stage tonight, and I really hope that that transcended to people as well, and it felt like it did.
Absolutely. And if there's one thing, do not mess with the LGBTQ plus community, okay? We're here, we're queer, get used to it, baby.
How are you going to celebrate tonight?
Oh my goodness. How about we take off these shoes first?
I'm with you. Let's go. Let's go.
Now, let me help you, girl. That's fine
Let's
too.
go. We're all in this together.
Okay, feet hurt and everything. But we will love a cocktail and a nice steak, okay?
And that's a wrap on me. I'm going with you for the night.
So in this respect, Ballerini, on a song called If I'm Going Down, You're Going Down Too, used this drag gimmick to make a point. Do I think Ballerini came up with this? No, I don't. But for the sake of argument, let's say that she did. Everyone at CMT was more than happy to accommodate this. I don't think it was her decision. I think it was another diversity, equity, and inclusion person, or maybe a collaboration that created this. It was just all too convenient and timely. They wanted to be the talk of the town. Now, if you'll recall a few shows ago, I told you how I was replaced to sing the national anthem in favor of a gay singer who botched the entire Canadian national anthem because he didn't know it. I felt the brunt of that deliberate discriminatory move. That showed me that the NHL is in bed with all of this woke stuff too. But the NHL has a tiny fraction of fans who are in the LGBTQ spectrum. Most fans just want to see their team win. They dress up in their team's jerseys, not in the other gender's clothes. In this respect, it's a repudiation of the fan base. You know, there are many different ways to cross-promote to get more fans. Often, for instance, the team of one city, let's say the Pittsburgh Steelers, attend a Pittsburgh Penguins hockey game. CMT has now tried to do something similar by cross-pollinating different genres. Lenny Kravitz comes on for a mashup, or I think I remember one year Journey performed. And that was actually kind of cool. But there was no agenda really, other than bringing fans of different genres into country, which some would argue waters it down. But at least you might expand the fan base a little and see some otherwise rare collaborative performances. With this Kelsea Ballerini act, not only does she make it a spectacle, but it becomes a mockery of what she is, which is a woman. CMT has even spotlighted the new women of country. And it makes me wonder whether they consider the drag queens part of this. CMT's fan base is your traditional, conservative, God-loving, beer-drinking, sweet tea-sipping crowd. I don't know exactly what the political demographic is, but I'd be willing to bet that Let's Go Brandon is in their vernacular. Rather than sending out the message that, hey, country music is for everyone, they force something on you. But the truth is, country music isn't for everyone. We all have personal taste, and some people just don't like that kind of music. Putting drag queens on stage with an artist is not going to expand the demographic, but it will make those already that love the genre think, wait a minute, why is this happening? And then when that fan reacts to it, they can say, see, gotcha, you're a homophobe, you're a bigot. And it's like, no, I'm not. I just wanted to see some good country music without identity statements. Country music tells stories of love lost, of lonesomeness, of chasing sorrow in a glass of whiskey. It doesn't tell stories of gender switches and drag, but maybe that's on the horizon. Similarly, what CMT did to shock its fan base, Bud Light has also attacked its beer-drinking consumer base by adding transgender TikTok star Dylan Mulvaney to its endorsing spokespeople. Take a look.
Hi! Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too. Love ya! Cheers! Go team! Whatever team you love, I love too. Okay.
Remember that in a past show I highlighted how Dylan Mulvaney made his way from unemployed musical theater actor to changing genders for the purposes of TikTok to gaining 10 million followers to going to the Grammy Awards and having Drew Barrymore get down on her knees to capitulate to this person. You have to understand that country music aspirants, and I was one of those when I lived in Nashville, work their tails off to play in grimy dive bars just so that we can get a shot. Dylan Mulvaney changes his gender, or at least insists that you play along, amasses a huge following, and brands jump on this bandwagon. They didn't have to do this. It's not like Dylan Mulvaney is Patrick Mahomes or Jay-Z, where fans might actually be more inclined to buy. This was a bad business decision. To that end, there were stars who really got ticked off by this. Here was Kid Rock's response.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible. Have a terrific day.
This was perhaps the most reactive of all responses, but it certainly made his point. Kid Rock is not a quiet guy. Another country artist who decided to make a change was Travis Tritt, who canceled all Anheuser-Busch products.
Keep watching at epochtv.com/The Beau Show.